Otherwise somebody will get hurt.
I know I want to do it. It's squad will retire. Right, turn.
So today we've got, as part of the CCF field day that we do 2 a year, this is the competition day for the year 9s to show what they've got and also to challenge them and test them in all the syllabus stuff we've learned for them. This is part of the drill part of it, which is moving as a body of soldiers, good discipline, teamwork, understanding control orders, and all sorts of other bits and pieces like that that make it absolutely brilliant. Also challenging our young leaders to stand up, project their voices well, clearly, be heard and understood, and also just to be that little bit uncomfortable, because it's a hard thing to do in terms of standing in front of your peers and getting them to do something when they might not necessarily, one, get it right, or two, maybe not feel too confident about doing it. So
Squad will move to the right in 3, right turn.
Remember, it's a pivot, not a jump.
Help her. What you got here then?
So this is really like a culmination of all the first aid training they've had this term. So it's bringing together things like bleeding injuries, CPR, choking, casually unconscious, and we've done it in a scenario, which is next slide, with my truck as an RTA, and the kids, the pupils then, the cadets come around the corner and they're faced with this problem. The leader has to prioritise tasks, delegate all the different people who can do things, get people who are then going to stop traffic, who's going to do CPR, who's going to put a bandage on, assess the casualties, and in a timely and correct manner as well. This is probably one of the most high pressure situations we put the cadets in for the day, and it's absolutely brilliant. You can see lots of people here doing different bits and pieces. We've got people working out what we've got to do with the casualties, unconscious, and a whole variety of other bits and pieces too. And it really challenges them in lots and lots of different ways, with obviously some fantastic actors from within the cadet corps as well.
Pulling through a woodland block at night, what are you going to be finding?
So we're practicing core skills here of patrolling, which is a key skill for the cadets to learn, moving across ground, broken ground, woodland, open terrain, urban terrain, as a team, and the basic low-level tactics they can use, really great teamwork, low-level leadership skills, all of that kind of stuff. Initiative, spatial awareness, all those fantastic things. And a big part of that is patrolling, and not only are we teaching them to do this on a field day, or teach them some of the more subtle skills, but we're also moving forward. We're going to go into the woods behind us there where we have a patrol lane set up, and they're going to patrol through that and observe various objects in the ground, and then at the end of the patrol they then make a little report and they tell us what they've seen using all the skills they've learnt so far. And we also grade them on how they've moved across the terrain, how the section commander, the person in charge, has looked at the ground and said, right, I'm going to use that formation because that's the best protection or the best way to observe the ground, and so on and so forth. So there's multi-level sort of progression here for the leaders and the individual cadets there, just to really lift up their skills in a completely different way that we do academically.
Again.
So Alfie, we've got you on the screen.
Yeah, I kind of was changing, I was changing
Put your gear up, turn it up.
So the RAF section at CCF Field Day are currently doing some formation flying. They're doing some simulated flying in tutors, which they will do at AF, which is air experience flying when they go away to RAF Wittering. They're learning to take off, fly, a circuit around an airfield and then land again. It's working on the communication skills because they're learning the skills and they're passing it on to their colleagues, how they work on the instruction, and also the resilience and determination to achieve the task. It's going really well with this section.